foreign temperament to us. You know, we really want, like, Mike Tyson, I'm gonna eat your children. What we get with Inoue is something we're not familiar with. Okay, you said that about me, you're gonna beat me, okay. All right, see you in the ring, that's it.
Just because you the loudest dog, don't mean you the baddest dog. I was always afraid of those guys that didn't talk, didn't say too much. He's that guy. He don't talk, he don't say anything at all.
Monster! Yeah. Inoue!
The Japanese culture is a very humble culture, but do not mistake humble for weak. Do not mistake kindness for the lack of ferocity. This guy is a beast.
For everyone who just woke up to join us for our Naoya Inoue Nonito Donaire main event, welcome. For those of you who stayed up with us to watch Naoya Inoue against Nonito Donaire, thank you very much. And we are now ready in the Saitama Super Arena for a super fight. It's called Drama in Saitama. Yes, Inoue Donaire 2, a can't-miss rematch of the 2019 Fight of the Year, and the crowd is hyped. We go to Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the bout you've all been waiting for, the Unified Bantamweight Championship of the World. And now please welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring. And now joining us in the center of the ring, accompanying the three-division world champion, here is the world-renowned recording artist. Please welcome Tomoyasu Hotei. And now making his way to the ring from Zama, Japan, here is the WBA and IBF Bantamweight Champion of the World, introducing Naoya Monster Inoue.
Tomoyasu Hotei, you may recognize his guitar playing talents from Quentin Tarantino's feature film Kill Bill. And just like he's strumming those guitar chords, tonight it'll be Naoya Inoue trying to strum the body and face of Nonito Donaire in their long-awaited rematch. Undefeated, unified WBA, IBF champ, a three-division titleist, and his home crowd loves the monster.
And now making his way to the ring from Las Vegas by way of the Philippines, here is the WBC Bantamweight Champion of the World, the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire.
Nonito Donaire, the 4-division champion, held titles in 3 different decades, the 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. 14 years ago against Vic Darchinyan, he won his first title in 2007. And here he is looking to triple unify the Bantamweight title against one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, Naoya Inoue. 31 months ago, they stepped into the ring. Inoue did damage, but received more damage in return. A fractured orbital bone, a broken nose, and yet he came away with the victory against the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire. Donaire knows it's going to take a special performance in Saitama to come away with the victory, but he's willing to do it at 39 years old with already a Hall of Fame career under his belt. Nonito is the second oldest champion, just behind Gennady Golovkin, who is 40 years old. He arrived in Japan May 23rd to give himself enough time to acclimate, and he says this late career revival will be crowned this evening in Japan against the monster, Naoya Inoue.
And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise for the playing of the national anthems of both fighters, both world champions.
試合に先立ちまして両選手の栄誉をたたえ両国国歌を演奏いたします。ご来場の皆様、埼玉スーパーアリーナ正面国旗に向かいましてご起立そしてご脱帽のほどお願いいたします。
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Nippon no boxing fan no minasama konbanwa. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Saitama Super Arena here in Saitama, Japan, for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Ohashi Promotion in association with Tenken Promotions. This bout is sanctioned by the WBC, the president in attendance, Mauricio Sulaiman, and the supervisor is Dwayne Ford. The WBA, President Gilberto Jesus Mendoza, supervisor Carlos Chavez. The IBF, the president is Daryl Peoples, supervisor Tsuyoshi Yasukochi, and the Japan Boxing Commission, the commissioner is Tsutomu Nagaoka. Introducing to you our three judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Monaco, Jean-Wilbert Lane. From the United States, Patrick Morley. And also from the United States, David Sutherland. Introducing our third man to the ring, the referee in charge. He'll be giving instructions after the introductions. From Canada, Michael Griffin. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening, the rematch you've all been waiting for. It's champion versus champion, 12 rounds of boxing for the unified Bantamweight Championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Saitama, Japan, it's prime time! Introducing to you first, the WBC champion on my right, fighting out of the blue corner. Entering the ring wearing blue trunks with orange trims, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada by way of Talibon Bohol in the Philippines. He weighed in at a ready 117 3/4 pounds. In his remarkable 20-year career, he has an outstanding record of 42 wins, 6 losses, with 28 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight in his 22nd world title appearance, ladies and gentlemen, here is the future Hall of Famer, the renowned 5-division world champion, and the current defending WBC Bantamweight champion of the world, introducing the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire! And his opponent across the ring, the WBA and IBF world champion, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing black trunks with silver trim, fighting out of and representing his home of Zama, Kanagawa, Japan. He weighed in at the bantamweight limit of 118 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a sensational record of 22 wins, no losses, 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making his 18th consecutive world title appearance. Here is one of the acclaimed and renowned stars of boxing and pound-for-pound greats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 3-division world champion, the hard-hitting, undefeated, reigning and defending WBA and IBF Bantamweight champion of the world, introducing Naoya Monster! Once again, our referee in charge, now to give instructions, Michael Griffin.
You gentlemen have received my instructions in the dressing room. You know what we're here for. Remember to protect yourself at all times. And when you touch gloves now, men, you're boxing at the bell. God bless you both.
The wait is over. 2 years and 7 months after they first delivered a Fight of the Year performance, Nonito Donaire and Naoya Inoue, 2 virtuosos in the ring, present Poetry of Violence. Round 13. Bernardo Osuna alongside Hall of Famer Andre Ward, and it's Donaire coming out fast with the left hook. Both fighters said they needed to be better than they were the first time around. For Donaire, impossible to think that even though he fractured the right orbital bone of Inoue and his nose, nonetheless, he wasn't able to come away with the victory thanks to the courage and boxing skill of the hard-hitting Japanese monster.
Already in this first 30 seconds, I see a Donaire who's swifter on his feet. He's feinting, and he's looking like he wants to hide the power and not be so predictable. And I see the same Inoue, quick, fast, always thinking, looking for the big shot.
Big difference here, the gloves that are being worn by both fighters. They're puncher's gloves. The first fight, they featured winning gloves. This time, the left hook of Inoue is in the Cleto Reyes horsehair puncher's glove. Nonito Donaire with the Everlast MX, a hybrid horsehair and foam glove made by Everlast.
Both fighters have tasted the other's power, they respect the power, and neither fighter wants to make a mistake, especially early in this fight.
The first attempt by Donaire to land that right hand, which hurt Inoue on several occasions in the first fight, and sometimes gets overlooked because of his beautiful left hook, as Inoue is able to land a check hook here with 1:15 seconds left in round one. The Japanese crowd getting into it here, Dre.
Yes, good shot right there. Inoue gives the crowd a lot to get excited about, and this is a crowd that is typically respectful and very quiet, but it's hard to stay quiet when you see the explosive shots of Inoue land clean like the right hand just landed.
You see the jab of Inoue there with the counter right, and now a left hook from Inoue. This fight can change with one punch at any moment. You won't want to blink because they both have dynamite in their punches. You see that left from Inoue.
So far, no reaction from either fighter from the big shots that they've taken in this first round, which is impressive because the fighters are still warming up.
Nice left hook there from...
He's hurt right now, Bernardo.
The bell was his greatest ally. The first time he's dropped by a headshot by Naoya Inoue, he was dropped by a body shot in the 11th round of their first fight. What a start for Naoya Inoue, Dre.
Everything, Inoue was winning that round, but nothing crazy had happened until it did. A quick right hand to the temple of Nonito, and it sat him right on his butt. He didn't know how he got there. He just realized that he was on the canvas, and that's the type of explosive power that we've been promoting this fight with. They both possess it, but Inoue's is a little bit different, and we saw it on full display in that first round.
And now it comes time to see how each fighter reacts. Naoya Inoue is calm, and for Nonito Donaire, he's receiving instructions from his wife and trainer, Rachel Donaire, and I'm sure this was not part of the game plan. And the only positive, Dre, is there's a lot of time to make it up. You don't have to make it all up right now.
Right, and the good thing for Donaire is he has great recuperative powers. Somehow, some way, he's able to eat those big shots and keep on coming, but he can't take too many more of those.
Now it's Donaire landing that vaunted left hook. See that right hand from Naoya Inoue. Inoue, you have to pick your poison. Now it's a left hook that rattles Nonito Donaire. It's devastating power, and the legs of Donaire are not all there. And Inoue taking advantage of the moment as Donaire tries to go downstairs.
And Donaire needs to get himself together before he tries to load up, but that's not in his nature. He wants to draw Inoue in, even though he's hurt, to try to land his own big shots.
You see another vicious left hook from the monster, Naoya Inoue. Body shot from the Monster.
Looks like Donaire has made up his mind. He's going to fight fire with fire, and that's just the way it is, for better or worse.
Drops Donaire as he's able to somehow manage to find his balance. But Inoue, man, it might have been better to just go down, Dre, because Inoue is going to work here. And then Lacroix now does put down Donaire round 2. And this fight is over.
That's
What an
it.
impressive knockout victory for the Monster.
Wow.
Naoya Inoue, a statement victory in his home country of Japan. And wow, and wow is all I can say about the Monster as he does it at home.
He never gave Donaire an opportunity to get into this fight. He was poised, he was calm and calculated, and the big right hand that landed at the end of the first round started all the trouble for Nonito Donaire, and he was never able to recover because Inoue is so efficient with his punches. He doesn't waste anything. He rarely opens himself up to be caught himself. Donaire tried to land the shots, but the explosiveness and the power proved to be too much.
We talked about Inoue having to be more defensively responsible for this rematch because of the damage he took in the first fight, Dre, and you mentioned that you expected a better version of Inoue. Did he supersede your expectations based on what he just did?
Oh, absolutely. I expected a very similar fight to the first fight. I did not expect him to go out and get a second round knockout the way that he did against Nonito Donaire, who has looked the way that he's looked these last couple years. He seems to be an ageless wonder. But all of a sudden tonight, the age might have caught up along with Inoue and what he brought to the table, and it was just the perfect storm for Nonito Donaire.
In the build-up to the fight, I talked about the fact that he was facing Father Time and a monster in Naoya Inoue. I think today it wouldn't have mattered if Nonito was 25 years old. What Naoya Inoue hit him with tonight, there was dynamite in those punches. And Naoya Inoue learned from the first fight, and that's got to be a scary proposition for anybody at 118 if the Monster continues to get better, because Dre, he had some lackluster performances or moments in his last 3 wins since their first fight. But tonight there was nothing lackluster about what Inoue did, and the crowd is loving him.
Well, he's a winner, and winners rise to the occasion when the moment is big. He doesn't shrink in the big moments, he actually rises. So if he's facing a fighter that is not on his level, he might not look like the Inoue we're used to seeing, as long as you see him when it matters the most.
It mattered tonight, and Naoya Inoue gets the knockout victory, landing 28 power punches on his way to the stoppage there just in round number 2. And there you see 3 belts around his waist.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 24 seconds in round number 2. Our referee in charge, Michael Griffin, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated. He is now the WBC, WBA, and IBF Unified Bantamweight Champion of the World, Naoya Monster.
The Monster moniker was fitting for Naoya Inoue in Saitama, Japan, because there he has the 3 belts. There's only 1 missing, and he's hoping to face Paul Butler before this year is over to become the undisputed champion at 118 pounds. But this version of Naoya Inoue, focused, poised, calculated, add any adjective that we used prior to this fight, and Dre, that's exactly what he brought to the ring this evening.
Well, we talked about it in the outset of this night, that guys who are on the pound-for-pound list #1 are guys that are as high on that list as he is. When they get a second crack at an opponent, you typically see them make adjustments, and you see them shine, and you see them reaffirm why they're on that list, and that's exactly what Inoue, the Monster, did tonight. And just a second to pivot, we got to give respect to Nonito Donaire, because he had no problem traveling to a foreign country once again, facing a guy named the Monster, a guy who is everything that we say that he is, and he continues to run to the fire. He came up short tonight, but respect to my good friend He's one of the good guys in the sport, and he's maximized his career no matter what he wants to do after this fight.
Let's put into perspective that Nonito Donaire now has 7 losses in his career. 2 of those came against Naoya Inoue, but before tonight, his 5 championship losses were against fighters with a 101 record. And that is something to behold, because everyone but Carl Frampton was undefeated when they beat Nonito Donaire, a class act in and outside of the ring, as you see him help pick somebody up there. And he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer regardless of what happened this evening. He just happened to face a fighter in his prime who is as powerful as anybody in the sport today, as explosive. And Dre, he truly is a predator, as we're going to listen in to the words of the champion Naoya Inoue.
見事3団体ベルト統一、井上尚弥選手です。やりました。
Thank you so much, everyone. I did it.
この地鳴りのような声援、拍手、どう感じてますか？
いや懐かしい2年7ヶ月前、ここでドネアと WBSS の決勝戦って以来のこの熱気、本当に力をもらいました。皆さんありがとうございました。
It's 2 years and 7 months ago. I fought against Nonito Donaire at the WBSS final and came back here at the same venue. You gave me the power. Thank you.
圧倒的な強さ。まず最初は第1ラウンド右のストレートでした。振り返ってみていかがでしょうか？
まずでもその前に、ドネアの左フック、開始早々、もらってちょっとこう緊張感がついたのと、そのおかげでしっかりとピリついて試合を立て直すことができました。最後の右ストレートはあまり感触はなかったんですけど、ただインターバル中映像を見たらかなり効くタイミングで入ってたので、これは自分がやってきた練習間違いないぞと、そういう思いでまた2ラウンド入りましたね。
At the very first round, I received the left hook from Nonito, and that punch made me walk up, and I got just stay focused for this fight. And the answer to this question, the last right straight, I didn't know it was the right one, but during the intermission, I saw the video, and I knew this is gonna be the one.
そして勝負を決めたのは井上選手が最も得意とするパンチの一つ、左フックだったように見えました。2ラウンド振り返ってみていかがでしょう？
そうですね、まだ2ラウンド目だったので、ドネアの、返しの左フックだったりパンチはまだ生きているように感じたので、それほど急がずに、攻めたんですけど、ただここで終わらせなければ自分の価値観など、この先の、ステージに進めないと思ったので、そこはもうこの2ラウンドでしっかりと決めようと攻めましたね。はい。
I didn't know it's just the second round, so it was my timing. But to be able to raise my status up at the top, I need to win this fight. So I just decided to make this fight finish at this moment.
そして2年7ヶ月前、ドラマイン埼玉と言われた大激闘でした。今回も同じような試合になるのではないかと多くの人が思ったと思います。圧勝でした。どんな気持ちですか？
自分はもうやる前から、必ず言葉にしていたのが、ドラマにするつもりはないと、この試合は圧倒的一方的に勝つんだという思いで、自分はもうプレッシャーをかけてこの試合に挑みました。なのでこの結果になって自分は本当ほっとしますし、またこの先一つ上のステージに行けるのかなと思います。
This word is a magic for myself as well. I pressured myself and I did it.
そしてドネア選手が退場されるときに、ここ埼玉スーパーアリーナが大きな拍手で包まれました。一番のライバルと言っていいんじゃないでしょうか。ドネア選手にも一言お願いします。
そうですね、ドネアがいたからこそ自分はこのバンタム級で輝けたと思いますし、そして WBSS の決勝から、今日まで、ドネアがまた WBC に返り咲いて、このリングに2人で上がったことがまず、この感動を生んだと思うので、本当にドネアには感謝したいと思います。
Without Nonito, I can't do this. At the final of the WBSS, And 2 years and 7 months later, he won WBC belt and came back to fight against me. That's why we are here, and that's why I could have shine like this. Thank you so much, Nonito, for everything.
そしてコロナ禍も少し落ち着いてきて、これから井上尚弥選手がさらに暴れ回る姿を皆さん楽しみにしていると思います。今後の展望をお願いします。
はい、まず、自分が目標としている4団体統一、その統一戦が年内叶うとするならばまだバンタム級で戦います。そしてその4団体統一が、困難もしくは叶わないとするならば、スーパーバンタム級に上げてまた新たなステージで挑戦していきたいと思います。
My aim is to be the undisputed champion. If I can do that within a year of 2022, I would love to stay in this division. But if I can't, I am capable of raising my division and to fight again for the upper division.
それでは最後にファンの皆さんに一言お願いします。
皆さんこんなにも多くの、声援、そして、埼玉スーパーアリーナまで、足を運んでいただき本当にありがとうございました。
Thank you so much everyone for coming to the venue tonight fight. Thank you so much for everything.
この先も、ここにいるファンの方、そして今 Amazon プライムを見ていただいている方とまた最高の景色を見に行きたいと、自分はさらに上のステージに行きたいと思いますので、皆さん今後も期待して応援してください。ありがとうございました。
見事3団体統一を果たしましたモンスター井上尚弥選手でした。
Talented, exciting, powerful Naoya Inoue with the second round stoppage of Nonito Donaire. Dre, it was impressive how he did it.
Yes, it is. He started landing big shots very, very early, even though he wasn't throwing the shots hard. That's the kind of explosiveness that he has. Nonito landed a few shots as well, and Inoue said, I got caught with the left hook, and that's what woke me up, but Inoue's power proved to be too much. Nonito was reacting every time Inoue landed clean, and there was nothing he could do about it. And Nonito is a guy who's not going to run or hold or try to get out of the way. He's going to fight fire with fire, and that is a bad idea when you're facing the monster Inoue, because this is what is going to happen. And unfortunately, it happened to a great, great champion tonight. I think he can continue to fight on, Bernardo. I'm not sure that he should, but I'm going to support my friend, and I'm going to support this great champion no matter what he does. As far as Inoue and what he has next, he is a problem for anybody in the world, in his weight class, below his weight class, or one weight class above where he is at 122 pounds. He is a problem. He has not reached his full potential. He has not reached his full ceiling. He's still getting better.
And Dre, when you mention that, it brings me to think pound for pound. We've had a lot of shuffling on the pound for pound rankings with undisputed champions like Jermall Charlo, and now we had Devin Haney, and now what you saw from this man against a future Hall of Famer, yes, at 39 years old, but coming off a 2 knockout streak. Yes. Where do you put Naoya Inoue now after what he just did to Nonito Donaire in that pound for pound?
I gotta think about it. I mean, he's already #2 with ESPN, but I gotta think about it. I don't try to make knee-jerk reactions. I gotta look at my list. I gotta process, but he's going up. How can he not go up? People will say, oh, Nonito's old, and well, he didn't look old in his last fight. So you can only judge a fighter based on what they've done in their last fight. Nonito is always gonna be dangerous as long as he's in a boxing ring and has gloves on. He just didn't get a chance to get started tonight with this guy.
Andre, it was a privilege to call this fight with you this evening. It was not a Fight of the Year candidate, but boy, did Naoya Inoue make a statement, knocking out Nonito Donaire in the second round. And next week, we'll be at Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden, with another knockout artist, Edgar Berlanga, taking a step up against Alexis Angulo.
Chosen one. He did it. The streak continues. 16 for 16. How about it? sport.